Skaven are certainly in a good place right now. They've got a multitude of various tools they can use to good effect, depending on the matchup. And today we're here with Contrarian Codex up against Berserk. Berserk, of course, played in the South Sea Mercenary League this year and did quite a good job reaching all the way to the finals. Contrarian Codex is going to be challenging him with this Skaven build. He's got 4 Rat Ogres and some Eshin Triads here. Nadibubo's Sharpshooters, Ikit Claw with a front line of Night Runners here. And yeah, looks like some more Gun Runners. Poison there in the corner. We've already got some skirmishing going on. Some Wolf Rats with poison. Looks like they've caught those Horse Masters. Nice guess there on the deployment. We've got a couple more units here. Another Horse Master, Poison Warhounds, and then Berserk kind of spread all over the field. He's got a really interesting combination of stuff here. The Tzeentch War Shrine recently, I think, got fixed to where it's now not completely broken and can be taken in multiplayer. Basically, nearby entity deaths will charge it up, hence the block of Marauders here to get killed, or, you know, fight Skaven slaves or whatever else to try and charge that up. He's got Blue Fire, Pink Fire, and Tzeentch's Firestorm. Also a hefty amount of HP on that War Shrine. Warriors of Chaos here has also got the Feral Manticore, some more Marauders, Chaos Chariot, some Spawn of Khorne, and a Chaos Lord of Slaanesh Chariot. Interesting choice against the Skaven. The Spawn, unfortunately, not all that great these days, but we'll talk more about them in a little bit. Let's see how they can do into this Skaven build. Certainly a lot of tools here can harm them. These Night Runners with their ranged attacks. The Triads, of course, with their anti-large, although Triads will take quite a bit of damage in melee from the spawns if they get contacted in the right way, if they get charged, you know, especially from the side or rear. But we'll have to see how the engagements play out. Yeah, right now, Skaven doing some good skirmishing. It looks like Nadibubo's Sharpshooters focused on the Tzeentch Sorcerer. They managed to get through his shield and doing some pretty real HP damage here. Already got him down below 10,000 HP. The barrier is about to recharge there, as you can see, with that excellently helpful tooltip showing the recharge delay. It does kind of tick down again when he takes damage, so even the brass orb there will prevent him from using his regeneration of his shield, which is quite nice. Also is going to charge up that Giver of Glory a little bit, not too much. There has been some discussion recently about maybe like allowing those intensity-based abilities to charge up a little bit faster, because even in like long campaign battles, oftentimes certain ones especially just won't charge up properly. But a little bit of a blunder here by Berserk. Gets his chariots into the Rat Ogres. Yeah, obviously going to get blocked on the charge there, but still do some solid damage to those Rat Ogres and manage to get them into a euphoric rampage. That is that Rapier of Ecstasy from Chaos Lord of Slaanesh, already worn off, but a quick uptime gives that euphoric imbuement. Quite good stuff. Forsaken going to follow up as well. Nice support. Forsaken will clean up those Rat Ogres. A little bit of Flensing Ruin in response. Going to do some really nice damage, as Nadibubo's also focus fire there once again. Such a dangerous unit. Definitely needs to be shut down here as quickly as possible, but the Chariot's running now from his second unit of Rat Ogres, getting skirmished down by the Horse Masters. They have had a saga all their own against the Gutter Runners here in the corner. Looks like the Poison Warhounds got the worst of that, and some pretty good damage on the Horse Masters as well. Check the value. Gutter Runners about halfway to paying for themselves on raw value. Interesting stuff. Maybe a couple units also involved there, but staying with the main fight here. Yeah, you can see the Marauders really yet to make full contact with the Skaven formation here. And the Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch, still only like 1%, 2% now, just barely Spell Mastery charging up from that. So we'll see. Looks like Tzeentch's Firestorm going to be unleashed here. There's a potential for some friendly fire. Pun certainly intended. Let's watch the area of effect as it blooms here. And absolutely massacre that unit of Triads, but actually don't do too much else. It hits those Forsaken a bit, I guess does overrun a little bit into these Clan Rats, but going to do some substantial friendly damage as well on the Forsaken and the Marauders here. Not sure about value of that cast, a little bit questionable there, but certainly what's not questionable is the value of these Nadibubos as they continue to just pound away, blink away more like, at these high value targets. There's quite a bit of HP to get through, but No surprises. Skaven slaves being routed there by the Marauders, charging up even more the Giver of Glory. So let's see how the Sorcerer can capitalize on that extra spell mastery. Manticore comes in here and does absolutely nothing, which is, you know, Manticore's probably one of the worst monsters in the game, actually, after all said and done. It was once one of the best, and definitely has fallen a little bit by the wayside, but yeah, the Chaos Force is trying to rally together a little bit over here on the side, make sure they can clean up any routing units they can. Got a pretty good force here still in the center as well, starting to prevail over those Rat Ogres. Spawn, of course, being unbreakable will help them quite a bit here, and they'll keep fighting. They did get that Horn of Corn briefly as well, but Terror does kick in for Ikit. And these Marauders are going to run for the hills. They certainly will not be sticking around to support. And that Flensing Ruin contributing some nice single target damage to the Sorcerer of Tzeentch. See himself racked up 148 kills, pretty decent value. We'll have to check the actual value of how much he costs up on that mount after the fact. Certainly could be worth it in certain matchups. But this matchup's tricky because of the Skaven's missile presence. And here, really, just the one Natty Bubo sharpshooter. You can see finally a Chaos Chariot able to get through and contact them. But yeah, Warriors lacking Furies definitely hurts them in this matchup in comparison to pretty much all the Monogods, because Furies are actually a pretty key unit for dealing with a lot of the Skaven's weapons teams. But overall, very fun battle. Nice to see Contrarian Codex there with, I want to say unorthodox, but fairly orthodox in some ways. Heavy missile build, certainly. Night Runners, Gutter Runners all do a nice job paying for themselves, as do the Nighty Bubos, and just kind of spread them out and drag them down. It's a very classic Skaven strategy. Has worked pretty much since Warhammer 2 when they came out, but certainly works even better with Ikit and with the elite weapons teams kind of modded in, giving you some anti-single entity power, certainly. And yeah, the Rat Ogres also. Fun stuff by them, getting some good value in response to Berserk's army, which I like the thinking on the Sorcerer of Tzeentch, you know, just get him some extra spell power, basically, and some of the mobility components perform okay. The Spawn, really not what you would want from them. Honestly, the Spawn of Corn, I might have just been experimenting with them, and same with the Feral Manticore. I just, as things stand right now, certainly hindsight 2020, and definitely against that build, can be tough. But let's just see here, I'm just curious, for the Sorcerer. So if we come in here and grab Tzeentch, yeah, so with nothing else on the War Shrine, he's 1400, so it didn't basically pays for him. Well, yeah, not quite paying for himself when you factor in all the spells and everything else. Also can take this magical attacks AoE passive, which can be useful, certainly. Skaven are maybe not the most wildly useful, and Warriors themselves, I mean, this is not at all useful for Tzeentch, I guess, but for Warriors themselves, where not all your units have magic attacks, could be nice. Although a lot of your units can take magic attacks if they take Mark of Tzeentch also. But yeah, this is kind of a cheaper way to give it to multiple units. Skull of Catan is also something that still exists. Get some extra spell mastery if you want to risk taking it. But something like this even, I mean, Tzeentch's Firestorm can be pretty good. But yeah, I mean, kitted out like this, even without Fires of Change, you're looking already close to like 1750, 1850 plus. That's quite a bit of spend. Yeah, but as far as dealing with weapons teams goes, again, lacking in Furies kind of hurts Warriors a little bit for the spawn perspective. Really, the only Monogod spawn worth getting, in my opinion, is Tzeentch, and that's probably the only spawn worth taking in general. I mean, the Nurgle spawn do get an extra 800 or so HP. The Tzeentch ones get an extra 1000 from their barrier, which is just more, of course. And they also get Armor Sundering, which is a great contact effect, one of the best in the game, to be honest, and magic attacks as well. So pretty much those three components make them just head and shoulders above any of the others, which is a little bit sad. I mean, Soporific Musk is not the worst. It's a decent contact effect for sure. Horn ones, yeah, flaming damage is something that exists. And the Nurgle ones, again, extra HP, poison, it's fine. They have some like minor attack and defense stat differences. The corn ones, you know, an extra 20 armor, whoop-de-doo. It's not going to make really a difference much at all. What will make a difference is minus 30 armor on your opponents and being able to synergize that with various things. So, yeah, I mean, you already got the Tzeentch Sorcerer. You might as well take, if you're going to take Spawn, the Tzeentch Bros. They can body block even Ikit and threaten him a little bit on the Doom Wheel, perhaps. And, again, that magic attacks innately is going to help them cut through potential Clan Eshin units, right? And just in general, the extra HP from Barrier, they might even be able to get the chance to regenerate that at certain points. So, yeah, Spawn of Tzeentch are basically the only spawn I would say are consistently worth taking in general. Like, even for Beastman spawn, arguably because they have Woodsman and Poison, this is getting a little bit off track, but they can offer some niche upside as well. They're also less expensive for the Poison. I don't get the extra HP of the Nurgle ones, but again, you get Woodsman, which is decent in certain maps, but not like world-breaking by any means. You have to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but certainly an interesting matchup. Feels like Skaven favored, but perhaps not if you take the right build. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.